Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about financing cycle. But first of all, I would like to introduce my team. My name is Dewi Agus Sukawati, and also my friends are Amalia Arjunda Putri and Muhammad Galantama Mondira. Next. First, I will explain financing cycle. The financing cycle includes two main transaction groups are follows. First, long-term debt transactions include borrowings from bonds, mortgages, money orders, and debts, as well as related principal payments and interest. Second, shareholder equity transactions include the issuance and withdrawal of preferred stock and common stock, treasury share transaction, and dividend payments. Next. Then, audit objectives include several things, namely, first, existence or incompleteness. Second, completeness. Third, rights and obligation. Fourth, assessment or allocation. Fifth, presentation and disclosure. Then, analytical procedure. First, free cash flow. Audit significance. Negative free cash flows indicate the need for an approximate amount of expected financing to prevent drawing down on cash or investment. Second, interest-bearing debt to total assets. Audit significance provides a reasonableness of the interest proportion of debt that may be compared with prior years' experience or industry data. Third, shareholder equity to total assets. Audit significance provides a reasonableness the interest proportion equity that may be compared with prior years' experience or industry data. Fourth, comparing return on asset with the incremental cost of debt. Audit significance. If a company is able to generate a higher rate of return on assets, then it is incremental cost of debt. This is a signal that an entity may use their financing to expand the asset and earning of the entity. Fifth, return on common equity. Audit significance provides a reasonableness test of shareholder equity given the company's earning and financing structure. Next slide will be presented by Amelia Ayunda Putri.
Substantive testing on long-term balance sheets. The kind are initial procedure, analytical procedure, test of detail of transaction. Next. Detection risk. The inherent risk for this assertion may be at a moderate or high level due to the complexity involved in calculating discount amortization or bond premiums. Based on the consideration of this factor and any relevant control risk assessment, the excess level of detection risk can be determined for any significant assertion relating to short-term debt balance. Next. Designing substantive tests. Possible substantive tests for long-term debt assertion are: first, initial procedure. Gain an understanding of the client's business and industry. Implement preliminary procedure on balance and long-term debt records that will receive further testing. Second, analytical procedure. Implement analytical procedure, calculating ratio. Third, testing transaction details, forging journal entries into long-term debt and related income statement accounts. Next. Designing substantive tests. Possible substantive tests for long-term debt assertion are: for testing balance details, review of long-term debt authorization and contracts, confirm debt with lender and bond trust, recalculate the interest expense, 5. Presentation and disclosure, compare the presentation of reports with GEA. Next slides will be presented with my friends.
Next, substantive tests of stockholders' equity, including first, initial procedures, second, analytical procedures, and the third, test detail of transaction, including forged entries to paid in capital account and forged entries to retain earning. Analytical procedures. First, return on common stockholders' equity. Audit significance provides a measure of the rate of return generated on the common shareholder investment. Auditors should understand the competitiveness factors that allow a company to obtain an usually high return. Second, equity to total liability and equity. Audit significance provides a reasonableness of the entity's portion of equity that may be compared with prior years' experience or industry data. Third, dividend payout rate. Audit significance. Auditor would normally expect low dividend payout rates for high growth companies that need reinvested earning to fund investment in working capital and long-term assets. Fourth, earning per share. Audit significance. Earning per share is useful for comparison with price per share. This ratio can be compared with industry price earning ratio for reasonableness. Last, sustainable growth rate. Audit significance provides an estimate of rate of sales growth that can be obtained without changing the entity profitability or financing structure. The auditor should expect change in the financing structure when sales grow significantly faster than the sustainable growth rate. Substantive test of stockholders' equity. What we should do if we test detail of balances. First, review articles and of incorporation and bylaws. Second, review authorization and term of stock issues. The third, confirm shares outstanding with register and transfer agent. Fourth, inspect stock certificate book. The last, inspect certificates of share held in treasury. Also, don't forget to test detail of present and disclosure. Thanks for watching our presentation.